When you think of happiness, what comes to mind? Maybe it's pleasure, good food, exciting experiences, luxury, or comfort. Maybe it's success, wealth, recognition, and achieving your dreams. That's what most of modern culture teaches us. Happiness is about chasing what feels good and avoiding what feels bad. But for the Stoics, this idea would sound completely upside down. To them, happiness has nothing to do with chasing pleasure. It's not about luxury, fame, or even constant positive emotions. For the Stoics, happiness comes from something much deeper, much stronger, and much more lasting. Happiness, they taught, comes from living with virtue, purpose, and inner calm. And here's the surprising part. The Stoic path to happiness often looks nothing like what we expect. Let's explore why. Why pleasure fails. The Stoics didn't reject pleasure entirely. They enjoyed food, friendship, and beauty. But they warned, if you tie your happiness to pleasure, you will never be free. Why? Because pleasure depends on circumstances. Money, health, good luck. These can disappear in a moment. And when they vanish, so does your happiness. Seneca wrote, "Pleasure is a poor and fleeting thing. It leaves behind regret, not satisfaction." Think about it. You buy the new gadget, you enjoy it, but the excitement fades. You eat the perfect meal, but tomorrow you are hungry again. You achieve a goal and immediately set a new one. Chasing happiness through pleasure is like drinking salt water. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. The Stoic redefinition of happiness. So if happiness isn't pleasure, then what is it? For the Stoics, happiness is eudaimonia, a Greek word meaning human flourishing, living in harmony with reason and nature. It's not about what happens to you, but about how you live. Happiness, for the Stoics, means living according to virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. If you act with integrity, if you live in alignment with your values, if you master yourself instead of being mastered by desires, you already have happiness. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Happiness in purpose, not pleasure. The Stoics also saw happiness in purpose, not in doing whatever feels good, but in living for something meaningful. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, could have indulged in endless pleasures. Instead, he spent his life serving duty, leading armies, writing philosophy, holding the empire together in times of chaos. He often wrote in meditations that the purpose of life is not comfort, but contribution. Epictetus, born a slave, taught the same lesson. He had no wealth, no freedom, no power, and yet he found happiness in living with virtue, in teaching others philosophy. His purpose gave him strength even when he had nothing. The secret of inner calm, and perhaps the most important element. Happiness for the Stoics comes from ataraxia, inner calm. We can't control what happens outside us. People may insult us, fortune may abandon us, the body may get sick. But inside we always have control over one thing, our response. True happiness, then, is unshakable. It's not built on things that can be taken away, but on inner stability. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That strength is happiness. Because if you can remain calm in storms, if you can stay steady when the world shakes, then no one, not fate, not fortune, not other people, can take happiness away from you. A story to remember. Imagine two people. The first chases pleasure. He spends his life collecting luxuries, climbing the social ladder, chasing fame. But one day his wealth is lost, his health fails, his reputation collapses, and with it his happiness disappears. The second builds happiness the Stoic way. He chooses virtue in his actions, purpose in his life, calm in his mind. When wealth comes, he enjoys it without clinging. When wealth leaves, he remains steady. When insulted, he is not shaken. When sick, he accepts what is in his control. Nothing external can take his happiness because it was never built on externals. Who do you think is truly free? How you can apply this? So how do we live the Stoic guide to happiness today? 1. Detach happiness from outcomes. Stop saying, "I'll be happy when..." Instead, say, "I choose to be virtuous now." 2. Practice gratitude. Each day, write down 3 things you already have that bring peace or purpose. 3. Live by values, not moods. Do the right thing, even when it's hard. 4. Accept what you can't control. Don't waste your energy on the uncontrollable. Direct it toward your own actions. 5. Find purpose in service. Contribute to others. Happiness grows when life is about more than yourself. Happiness the Stoic way. At first, the Stoic definition of happiness sounds strange. It's not about chasing pleasure, not about avoiding pain. But the more you think about it, the more it makes sense. Because what is more reliable? Happiness based on things you can lose, or a happiness based on your own character? The Stoics remind us, true happiness is not something the world gives you. It is something you cultivate inside. And that is why, 2,000 years later, their guide to happiness is still not what you think, but exactly what we need.